So I felt really inspired to do a video based on a conversation I had with someone who I said to them, oh, I read soul contracts. I help you understand yourself a little bit more deeply on a soul level, on an emotional level. And she said, oh, I already know my soul contract. I got it on ChatGPT. And I have actually had quite a few conversations like this before. So I thought I'd do a little experiment and see if my ChatGPT, and I've got the pro version, can give me an accurate summary of my soul contract and what is going to happen when we ask it. So we're going to dive on it. So I'm going to start with exactly how I would do it, because while I've looked up soul contracts on ChatGPT before, I have never asked about mine. But now I'm curious. Is it going to be the same? Is it going to be enlightening? Is it going to be empowering? Knowing ChatGPT, yes, it will be. But let's see if it's accurate. Okay, so I want to decode my soul contract according to Nicolas David Ngan's soul contract reading book. And actually, let's keep it even more simpler. What is my soul contract if it's based on my name? Just seeing what someone might put in. The Star of David structure, yes. Karma, talents, goals, and soul destiny, yes. Full birth name, great, yes. I want you to give me a general overview. Give me a general overview based on my birth certificate name. It's always on the birth certificate name. Certif. I always correct my spelling in ChatGPT so it knows I'm not an idiot. And I always think it affects the response. Antonya Jennifer Mr. Beamish, which is my birth certificate name. Okay. I have 7 energy. I do not have 6 energy. I have no 6s in my soul contract. Karmic patterns. Prove myself to earn love and respect. Yep, that may be from my energies of 3s. Talent, strong intuitive intelligence. So it's not giving me any of the actual numbers, and it's not giving me the... So each number has positive energies and negative energies, and we're always trying to move and understand in a live reading particularly, where are you on that scale, and how can we bring you out of the negative aspect of that number into the more positive aspect. For example, if it's 3s, how well are you working on your self-worth? How well are you communicating? How well are you sharing your gifts and talents? How shy are you? How confident are you? What's your relationship with abundance? What is your relationship with failure and learning from your mistakes? Goals, what I'm aiming for, to create inner peace, soul destiny, teacher through experience. That is true. This is just a surface. Yes, please draft a mini chart. We'll just follow the prompts with, and I'm going to say with the actual numbers interpretations within each part. And well done, ChatGPT. It will not be as tangible as a real reading. So these numbers are all wrong. That is not my soul contract. My soul contract is pretty different to that. I actually have 5s in my physical karma, and then I have a 12-3 in my physical talent. My physical goals are 7-7. My spiritual karma is 8-8. My spiritual talents are 7-7, and then my spiritual goals are 9-9. My soul destiny is actually 12-3. And it's definitely my name. And also, this is a little strange. The 13-4 is actually all about our relationship with the feminine. The 78 is all about overcoming soul suppression and learning to become grounded and put up boundaries. Nothing about taking charge. You become the voice. It's all about an expression. 3-3 is self-expression, creativity and communication. It's not about speaking your truth without fear of judgment. That's the 5 energy. The 3 is about a relationship with abundance. 11-2s are very sensitive and emotional overwhelm. Feeling others' emotions too intensely is the 8 energy, not the 11-2. It is the path of wisdom, and it's a building energy and learning to become dependent on yourself and release any dysfunctional patterns through your family. We call 11-2s the emotional processing units of the family dynamic. They're here to work through a lot of trauma. The 11-2 is a very traumatic number, and there can be a lot of death when you have an 11-2 in your chart, because it's helping you to understand the transformation that comes from that. 6-6 is not a healing energy, it's a grounded energy. I don't even have this. It's all about creativity and learning to focus your creativity. And the 7-7s is not about relationship with intuition. It's about letting go of control and healing the heart and learning to feel safe to be vulnerable. So again, uncovering truth is a 5 energy. And the 22 is coming out from war into peace to develop great harmony within. 22s are also huge spiritual seekers, and they're here to explore much further than their families have ever gone. They're big spiritual seekers. So often the 22 energy comes from maybe a Catholic or religious background, if it's in a karmic position. So I'm now going to challenge it. I already have my soul contract. So this is very misleading, and these numbers seem wrong. I did it based on, now we're going to do Nicolas, David, Ngan's book, Your Soul Contract Decoded, which is how most people find it, which is the spiritual numerology, and it's how all soul contracts are created from this system. Why would it be wrong? So you gave me a generic overview using simplified numerology. So simplified numerology is completely different to the soul contract reading work. The soul contract reading work was channeled in the 80s by a guy called Alper, and he was here to help people understand their challenges, their gifts, and their potential, and the overarching soul destiny theme without that. Since you've done the chart using Nicholas's methods, you already have the real deal. So the numerology style overview, I have no idea what I just read. It's completely different from the soul contract reading work that I give. Okay, so now I'm going to challenge it. Okay, here are my actual numbers, and let's see if it gives me a correct interpretation. So my physical karma is 5-5. Whoops. My physical talents are 12-3. Physical goals are 7-7. Spiritual karma, is 8-8, or grounding, feeling my emotions. Spiritual talents are 7-7. I'm here to do a lot of work with people, and spiritual goals is 9-9, coming back into my power. And soul destiny is 12-3. Please share insights and breakdowns. Let's go big on each number. So generic though, this is the problem. I'm sure it will get better and better, but for now it's a little generic. The 5s can be very mental. It's not about jumping from one thing to another. They may have lots of ideas, but they can't ground them, because 5s are very sensitive, ethereal energy, where we are learning to come out of abstract into manifest. And so often we will experience abusive situations in order to empower us to speak up and stand up for ourselves and come into the Aries energy. This is not about discipline and consistency. That is a 6 energy. 12-3. Storytelling to an extent with the 3 energy, but the 12s are all about coming out of this burnout energy of expansion into balanced expansion, especially between the physical and the creative. So there is such a deep intensity in this 12-3 energy, and 12s are very loving, which is why it says people open up to you easily, but it's not about that at all. The 12s are about reading, absorbing, and then sharing that knowledge, but we often encounter lots of obstacles in order to teach us to slow down. 7s, it's not about truth. That's a 5 energy. It's not about spiritual resonance either. The 7 energy is all about healing the heart and working through the heart, and often people with 7s have a great, deep, dark, shadowy shame within them that stops them from feeling safe to be seen, and so they can control and manipulate how they appear to people. And the spiritual karma, no, in misuse or expressed power, it's to do with the 9 energy. The 8s are all to do with feeling their emotions. So a big theme in my chart is about coming out of emotional numbness in order to feel more deeply, connect more deeply to my body, to the earth. I need a lot of grounding. And there's so many, the soul contract numbers do not work in isolation. This is why I love giving live readings, because the live reading not only shows it from where you are in this moment, where you have been and where you have the potential to go, but it links all the numbers together because they all have deep relationships with each other. They do not work in isolation. This is all about having, it may be, yes, energetic entanglement and overgiving. 8's always trying to fix people. Always have to walk away from that. Again, we've gone through the 7s. 9s are, it's not compassion and emotional closure, it's actually deep creativity and learning to use power with integrity and learn to not be in resistance or fear of our power. And the soul destiny is it's teaching. Authenticity is energy of the 7, it's not the 12-3. Communicator, yes, that's the 3 energy. The 12-3 together is all about learning to find balance and leading and teaching and sharing from deep within. So yes, energetic burnout from the 5s and 8s. And holding space for others with the 8 energy, yeah. So it feels way off the mark, like way off the mark. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a soul contract reader. It is not quite there yet. And so I would if you do this, take it with a pinch of salt, because it is not accurate. And ChatGPT will just gain all the information, but it will, it's still learning how to filter that. And if you book a soul contract reading, it is a soul contract reading. It is always on the same system. If anyone's giving you soul contract readings that are not based on this system, then it's not a soul contract reading. It's something a little bit different. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no right or wrong. But if you want validation for where you've come from and inspiration for where you could go, and also I would say a sense of deeper alignment on a soul level, then a live reading is a pretty good thing to have. But I also share lots of videos about the numbers. If you're not ready or you're not interested in that, lots of videos on my channel. I write about the numbers. I have maybe 100 blog posts on my website where I talk about the soul contract and healing and emotional awareness and all the stuff that lights me up. So go explore, but use ChatGPT with discernment. It will get there eventually, it's just not there yet. And I've got nothing against it. I just, be careful, you know. We don't want to embody false truths because they don't land, they don't resonate. If I read this, I'd be like, well, it kind of doesn't give me anything, doesn't give me that little key in the lock that unlocks a a deeper resonance, which is the most validating, fulfilling and satisfying thing. And then we all deserve that. We all really deserve that. Okay, until next time, I wish you a very beautiful rest of your day.